Then this is another... Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki. Today's video, I'm going to be going over some of my favorite kitchen tools that have become essential on my weight loss journey. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I want to start with is my Brita, and this is the one I have in the kitchen. I actually have two of these, and you just fill the water in here, and it tells you when you need to change the filter up top, and it just filters through. And this is just like a basic thing, but this thing has saved me. It helps me stay on track with drinking my water. We never buy plastic water bottles anymore. We only use reusable or the Brita in glasses. And I actually prefer drinking out of glasses. It's a lot easier for me to drink faster. So that's why I like to fill this up. And a lot of times then I can fill it up with like room temperature water, or we could stick it in the fridge if we want a cold one. But I chug room temperature water, and this has been perfect for that. But another thing is the Brita water bottle, and this is the same thing where it's in the straw is the filter, so as you drink it filters the water. And I seriously have like 6 of these. I use them all day long, and they have helped me so much. I am so picky with the taste of water, and I try not to be, but I just am, and it just makes it so much easier to drink water if I enjoy how it tastes. It just makes such a difference. It has helped me so much keep up with my water intake. So I highly recommend the Brita water bottles, or also just the regular Brita for your kitchen. Now the next thing I want to talk about is, and I've mentioned this before in a few of my videos, but kitchen scale. This one I just got off Amazon, I want to say. I use this thing not as much anymore because I've just kind of gotten down like guessing how much things weigh, but I always use it when I make 2 ingredient dough. I always use it when I weigh cheese. There's a ton of ingredients I use it for. It really just makes things so much easier. And all you do is you just turn it on and put whatever measuring cup on it, hit the tare button, fill it up with however much cheese you want, and it tells you. It just makes it so much easier to track your food in Weight Watchers. And honestly, it seems like sometimes when you count out a serving versus when you weigh it out, you get a little bit more when you weigh it out. So I don't know, I've just really found my scale to be a helpful portion control tool in the kitchen. And honestly, you don't need to spend that much on one. I just highly recommend that you get a scale to weigh out your food, because it really has opened my eyes to what a normal portion size should be versus what I was doing before. It just really keeps things under control. So that is a good investment. You can find a cheap one even at like Walmart. I think they have like $15 scales, and it's definitely worth it. That's one of my top tools. Then the next thing I want to talk about is something a little bit newer that I just got. It is this frother. I've seen these all over Instagram. Everyone's got them, but I finally decided to just get one off Amazon, and it is amazing. I use it for my greens and for my protein coffees, and you pretty much just insert it into the drink, and then you push the button, and it just kind of rotates, and it mixes it perfectly. Any powdered drinks or anything, my collagen mixes perfectly into my espresso with this. My greens in the water, it makes it so much smoother to drink. There's not like the little powdery, crystally, whatever. This thing has made such a difference. I was like skeptical about it. I thought it was just like there was some hype about it, but no, this is worth it. It even froths the milk in like a hot coffee or whatever. So Adam really likes it because he likes foam on his drinks. I think it's worth it. We use it every single day. It's super easy to clean. I don't know, it's a cool little kitchen tool that kind of makes me excited to make my coffee in the morning. It's fun, and they have a bunch of different colors. I chose that one. So then the next thing I want to talk about, and this thing I've had since college, so bear with me. Oh my gosh, it's super messy, but this is my rice cooker. I don't know how many cups this one is. I'll have to look it up. All you do is you measure out the rice, you measure out the water, and you pour them in there, and then all you do is you just push this knob down to cook. It cooks for like 30 minutes, and then it pops up when it's done, and it keeps it warm. So with the rice cooker, I just really like to make a big batch of rice and then save a bunch for leftovers, and then we'll use it for the meal that we're making that day. But it just really helps for cleanup. You just take the piece out, pop it in the sink, and soak it. Always soak it afterwards because the rice does stick. I don't know, it's just a quick little tool. It seems a lot easier than cooking on the stovetop, and gets it out of the way. I could just put it on the counter and kind of don't have to think about it. I just start it, make the meal, and then it's done by the time I'm done. So it's nice to not have to worry about stirring it or anything like that. That's definitely not like one of the top kitchen items I would say you need to get if you're starting out and you're trying to pick like a few really important items to get. I wouldn't say so much the rice cooker, but it does really help with like meal prepping, or just having some rice as a side in the fridge is always nice. I love to put together like a quick burrito bowl or a stir fry. So it's really nice to have leftover rice. That thing makes it real easy. The next thing I want to talk about is mini frying pans. And these I just got, I want to say This one I got from Walmart, this one I got from Target, but they're just tiny frying pans that I like to use for sauteing peppers and onions when I'm just trying to make like a quick pepper and onion for like a wrap or something, or they're perfect for making over easy eggs or just making scrambled eggs. It really works well just to make it like easier cleanup. A lot of times I find like when I don't want to cook, it's because I don't want to worry about cleanup. So if I use like smaller kitchen tools, it gets me to actually make the food. I don't know why, that's kind of crazy, but just having less of a cleanup makes it so much less overwhelming, and that's what I like to do. So having like the small frying pan just doesn't seem as like big of a deal cooking. I can just grab the small one, whip up some eggs or whip up some peppers. That's just a little something. And going along the lines of that, I have this mini cutting board, and this is like a bar cutting board, but I use this because there's so many times where I like want to add a vegetable to a dish and I don't want to make a mess cutting on my giant cutting board. So getting this has been really helpful when I'm just like, I just want to add a pepper to something, and I'll just quickly chop it up on this cutting board as opposed to my giant one. So I don't know, this was just another idea I had for a kitchen tool that's really, this was a few bucks, and I love having it to just grab and cut something up on. I hate having to use a giant cutting board. That always like pushes me away from cooking. I just don't want to cook because I don't want to make some big mess. So this helps. The next thing I want to talk about, this is just a tiny little tool that again is a few bucks at like Walmart, and it's just an egg slicer. I like to use this to make egg salad because it's just a lot quicker. You can mash the egg after you boil it, but I like to just use, you just put the egg one way, take it, lift it up, turn it, and cut it, and you have a perfectly diced egg, and it makes really good egg salad that I just add like a little bit of mustard, paprika, salt, and pepper, and then sometimes Greek yogurt or sometimes light mayo, and it's really good and really, really fast. This thing helps to make it like look really nice on a salad. Sometimes when your salad looks better, it tastes better. At least that's how my brain thinks. So when I have a nice sliced egg on there, it looks a lot better and it's a little more appetizing, but cheap little tool that I have to have in my kitchen. The next thing, these little sauce dishes, and I want to say I got these on Amazon, but these are 2.5 ounces. Oh wait, I got them at Sam's Club. So these are 2.5 ounce dishes, and every time I use them, I usually fill them about halfway, which halfway would be 2 tablespoons is an ounce. So it's about 5 tablespoons. So yeah, usually I try to do, which is normally like a serving size of sauce that I would use, it would be halfway. If you filled it to the top, it would be enough to have 5 tablespoons, which is a pretty big serving of sauce. So they do make smaller ones. We couldn't find them because like I said, they were just at Sam's Club when I picked them up, but I might look on Amazon and see if I have smaller ones to help with portions. But I know that half of it is about 2 tablespoons. So I usually just fill it up halfway with my sauces. That has really helped me with like portion control on sauces. It's just a nice handy thing to have on your plate when you don't want to get everything mixed together. This is another thing from Sam's Club. It's these hefty food storage containers. These are perfect for leftovers, and like when I make giant batches of soup or chili or just any sort of meals, we always put them in these because these, first of all, are super cheap. They stack really nicely in the fridge and they fit a good amount of food, and you can kind of split up the food in them, which is what I like. I like that they're like laid out instead of just like a small bowl, and they also freeze well. So we like to put our leftovers in there and freeze them. But I don't know, they're pretty much like meal prep containers. I just really recommend these containers because it's perfect to put leftovers in. Like I said, you can kind of like spread them out so not all your food touches, which I'm kind of weird about. They're not like divided or anything, and honestly sometimes they break, so we just toss them because of how cheap they are. So it's just really nice to have them on hand, and like I said, they stack nice in the fridge. We use them pretty much every day for our leftovers. We're always trying to make leftovers so that we can have food ready in the fridge to eat, so we always have these containers. We're always like checking through them to see what leftovers we have. Okay, so then my favorite kitchen item is the air fryer, and if you're on the fence about getting an air fryer, I highly recommend getting an air fryer. This is actually our brand new one because we upgraded from the 3.5 quart to the 7 quart. So look at that. Oh, it's nice and dirty, sorry. But this is how big the basket is, and we prefer to have a basket one over like the toaster oven. I don't know why, we just like it. But this thing has been the best with our weight loss journey, I swear. It has made it a lot more fun to cook different meals. It has made so many tasty meals. This thing roasts vegetables so nicely. We love to put like Brussels sprouts and asparagus, and potatoes are amazing. If you microwave some chopped up potatoes for like 5 minutes and then throw them in the air fryer, they're perfect. So I highly recommend that. But my favorite thing to make in here, other than chicken, because we are always just making chicken in here, even just like frozen chicken tenders, or when I make my wraps for my lunches, I put the blackened chicken strips in here or any of my grilled nuggets in here, and it just makes them so good. My all-time favorite thing to make in the air fryer is tortilla chips, and I just take like 3 or 4 corn tortillas and cut them into like 6 triangles, spray them with olive oil and salt them, and throw them in the air fryer, and they are so good.
so good.
It is my favorite snack, and I was eating it like every day in the beginning. I kind of almost burned myself out, so I've had to take a little break, but I still make them every once in a while. But anyway, nothing takes more than like 15 minutes to cook in it. Sometimes I leave the vegetables in a little bit longer. Right when you turn it on, it's at 370, and then for 15 minutes, and usually that's just like the time and setting I leave everything at. And if it needs longer, I'll make it go longer. But everything is so good. Even like after I make my wraps, I put them back in here to get them crispy because the tortilla gets crunchy. Oh my gosh, they're so good. So there's just so many different things you can do with this. It's helped me just get really motivated to find new recipes, and it really is a healthier option over like frying stuff up on the stove. I don't know. I love this thing. We use it every single day. I highly recommend getting one. They have smaller ones that you can start with, but I kind of wish we would have just started with the big one because there were so many times where we wanted like a side and a main course to cook at the same time and we couldn't. So one had to go in the oven, but we would have rather had both in the air fryer. But now that we have this, and actually we're keeping our old air fryer, we're going to use them for both because that's how much we use it. So that is it. So those are just some of my favorite tools to have in the kitchen that have really helped me on my weight loss journey. Really staying motivated to find like different meals and just kind of mix things up. These tools have kind of helped me with that. They've helped me with portion control. They've helped me with staying hydrated. My Brita is huge. That I would not drink enough water if it weren't for that. You don't have to invest in a bunch of kitchen tools to be successful with your weight loss journey, but these are just some things that I personally use that have helped me. And if maybe you're thinking about getting a few different things for your kitchen to like spark some motivation or to help you stay on track, these are some things I would start with. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.